Welcome back, Guardians. A ton of exciting changes happening in Gambit March the 5th. This week at Bungie has now posted. There's also going to be a Scourge of the Past raid-along Tuesday, February the 26th. If you've ever been curious how to build a raid from the ground up, that is your chance to find out. Twitch.tv/Bungie, 10 to 12 Pacific Standard Time. But other than that, Gambit looks like it's going a major overhaul. We're going to see a lot of changes to the Gambit blockers, the Gambit bosses on the third rounds, a ton of other sandbox changes, quality of life changes, cosmetic viewer changes, tons of stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and hop right into it and find out what we know. Say goodbye to what we knew as the third round is now going to be a sudden death match. So basically boss fight only on the third round. It's going to make the pace to the final round a lot faster. Overall Gambit matches a lot shorter. So basically a quality of life type change. Also, they overhauled how many invader spawn locations there are and increased the number of invader spawn points for each map, greatly reducing the chance of basically you getting in line sight of the enemy Guardian and then you automatically kill them. Bungie has also implemented what looks like idle protection, which means that players that remain dormant for too long will not receive in-game match rewards or infamy points. So going AFK, if you're not going to orbit, they do have idle protection set in place for people standing still for too long. They won't be rewarded for the Gambit match. Looks like we'll be seeing a lot more dredging titles now. The Triumph Light vs. Light can now be progressed by killing any Guardian using a super, not just invaders. This makes attaining the dredging title a less daunting task. Now, let's talk the new deposit tiers. So, Small Blocker, a Taken Goblin with less health than the previous Phalanx. So it looks like we're talking about just a regular Taken Orange Bar Goblin, nothing big, something that can be melted super fast, making the 5s basically worth nothing, which will pretty much prevent everybody from dumping every round. And you're going to see a lot more of 2 to 3 round dumpers instead of just first rounders. So a big change to the game. It may not sound like it right now, but I promise you once Gambit Season of the Drifter starts, that's going to be a major change. Also, the medium blockers, taking captains with more health than the previous night. So now the 10 pieces are worth a hell of a lot more, but the large blocker is the one that will take the cake, pretty much making it almost like a mini strike boss in a way, or a wanted target, a taken knight with more health than the previous ogre. So it looks like it's going to have, teamwork going on to take out a 15 piece, and then the 10 piece are borderline, maybe you have to double team on them, but the 5s are pretty much worth nothing. So that's going to change a lot of strategies going forward in Gambit going March 5th. Starting February 26th, earn triple infamy all the way to March 5th. If you're looking to become a dredgen and impress the Drifter, or maybe acquire a few weapons to round out your collection, wins, losses, and bounties will all reward you with increased infamy throughout the week. So take advantage. That starts the 26th all the way to March 5th. It wouldn't be a new season without another weapon update back to the Sandbox. So linear fusion rifles, they have been dominating for quite some time, will now be taking a step back when the aim assist values will receive an adjustment to reduce effectiveness at very long ranges. While Queenbreaker has high aim assist values by default, they discovered an issue where it was not honoring aim assist values that applied to other linear fusion rifles of the same archetype. This resulted in Queenbreaker having over double the intended aim assist. Linear fusion rifles will get a 10% bonus damage increase in PvE to compensate for those changes. So it looks like linear fusions for the invader, not going to be that great. Queenbreaker should wreck, but then you're also getting a 10% increase in PvE to offset some of those changes to still make linear fusions a viable option for the PvE part of Gambit. Moving on to shotguns, in Season of the Drifter, they're making a few changes to rapid fire shotguns and the full auto perk. They're doing this, they said, for a few reasons. One of them being that the full auto perk feels far too important to PvE shotgunners. The perk effectively doubles the damage output of any given shotgun due to the rate of fire increase. While they believe it is important to have useful perks on your weapons, the efficacy of this was so impactful that rapid-fire shotguns became the only shotguns worth considering for PvE. When the following changes release in Season of the Drifter, we hope you might be inspired to equip an aggressive shotgun, or maybe even take a slug shotgun for a spin in a PvE activity. Because of this, now shotguns will receive a damage multiplier in PvE activities, effectively doubling their damage. The Legend of Acarius is an exception to this. Full auto rate of fire bonus for shotguns is now plus 10%, down from 100%. In addition, it no longer increases the shotgun pellet spread. Now let's talk about the shotgun frames. So the aggressives are now 55 RPM, up from 45. Precisions are 70, up from 55. Lightweights are 80. They were erroneously stated to be 90 RPM previously. Rapid fire 140 RPM, down from 200. They were previously natively 100 RPM, but due to the intrinsic full auto, actually had 200. And also, all shotguns across the board have had damage reduction to offset with their new alignment with the new rate of fires on a per sub-archetype basis. So some shotguns are going to be a lot weaker, but since they fire faster, it kind of like balances it out basically. Ammo reserves for shotguns were re-evaluated due to the increased efficiency of having more damage per shot. They also took the opportunity to slightly adjust shotguns for the Crucible. While shotguns will remain effective in the Crucible, they've toned down the range at which shotguns could secure a one-shot kill. Additionally, the team has some information regarding balance changes for the one-eyed exotic mask. So about the one-eyed mask. In various combat situations, one-eyed mask was too effective and has become a non-choice exotic for Titans in PvP environments. After implementing the following changes, they believe the exotic will still be potent if used well, but there will be more opportunities to counter it. The duration of Mark of Vengeance has been reduced from 15 seconds to 8 seconds. The way players refill health after a successful kill has changed. Before, it restored all of your health and the overshield refilled over time. Now the health refills over time alongside the overshield. This should give a leg up when encountering situations where multiple people are fighting one person with the one-eyed mask equipped. Vengeance will no longer trigger for players in Super. It was making Supers far more potent. And lastly, for hunters who have been asking for this, if you ever found yourself thinking it would be awesome if you could see the entire cloak when previewing shaders, well, they have some good news. Update 2.2.0 will make a slight change for your view when inspecting cloaks in the character screen. So that's kind of cool. I always wish they would just do a full body so you could see all the shaders. So if you wanted to mix match shaders from like your legs and your helmet, you'd be able to see a full body to kind of see what it all looks like together in the total package. But looks like now you'll get to see a full body cloak when on your hunter. So more to come. March the 5th is the launch date. You also have that live stream going the 26th, so you can kind of, you know, chill out with some dudes that made a raid. But other than that, bros, I will catch y'all next time and keep you updated next time in space.